Yes.
Okay, awesome. Got it. Veane Nel, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions. We're live. It's great to have you here with us. Thank you for agreeing to chat with us so close to the competition time. How are you?
It's um it's an honor to be on the podcast. Thank you.
Dankie en dankie dat ons kan Engels praat want my Afrikaans is 'n bietjie swak. Meeste van my Afrikaans vriende sê vir my doen vir ons 'n guns boete, praat Engels want jy moer ons taal. So so tell us a little bit about yourself.
So let me think about it. I started strongman last year. I started in February.
And what made you want to try strongman for a sport as opposed to other strength sports like arm wrestling or Olympic weightlifting or powerlifting? What made you want to pick strongman?
So I begged my mother for a gym membership. She wasn't so positive about that.
Okay.
So I started deadlifting and all that stuff, and I saw on Instagram Keelan Mills and Etienne Strongman
Yes.
from Strongman, and I asked them I really want to try out Strongman. They were the people that helped me get into the sport and all that stuff.
Oh, awesome. What is it about strongman that made you want to try the sport?
So I always watched the videos and stuff from Eddie Hall and Mitchell Hooper, and it just looked fun. It's not like all the other sports. I don't know how can I say it, but it's not boring.
Yes,
It's always
100%.
exciting.
I think the best word, and in English there would be a word dynamic. It's always changing. It's always moving. It's almost unpredictable, right?
Yeah.
We were chatting with Jean Arthur Pretorius yesterday, and that's what he was saying, that he loves the sport because you could be leading and two events before the end you mess up and you end up in second or third. So you really got to stay on the top of your game for a long time, for the whole competition. So for you and at your age, there are not a lot of ladies at your age doing strongman. Has that been a bit of a challenge, finding people to compete against?
Yeah, it's hard to find people my age to compete, but how can I say there's not a lot of people that want to put in the work.
Yes, 100%. So let's talk about that. How often are you training? How much work are you doing?
So I usually train 5 days a week.
Sure.
Just after school till 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Yeah, 5 days a week.
Okay, fantastic. How long are you training for each session?
About for sometimes 3 hours, but 3 to 4.5 hours.
Okay. So that's a lot of commitment on top of schoolwork and on top of life. It's a full-time commitment. Yeah. Sure. How has that been for you in terms of social life or, doing other stuff? Or is it just that the passion there is so strong, it doesn't feel like work?
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like work. It's more of a lifestyle for me.
100%. Do you think that this is something that other girls your age, other young ladies should be trying, should be looking at as a sport?
Yes, I think so, because there's a lot of men that say, oh, women can't do this sport, it's meant for men only. But if you look at it, you can see what women have achieved in the sport.
Yes.
It's possible for anyone.
Well, I think what I love about it and what I love about being in strength sports is seeing ladies lift and move more weight than most men can do. And that's just through hard training and commitment. We've got a comment here for you. So there we go. I'm going to think that's your mom, right?
No.
No, okay. Sorry, okay, because the who is, do you know, same surname?
My grandmother.
Oh, your grand. Okay. Oh, there we go. I got that. I missed the grandchild because it's covered up at the bottom. I just want to read that again. Yeah. What she achieved is so wonderful. I wish her all the best. I'm so super proud of this granddaughter. Yammer, sorry about that. I don't get the bottom half of the screen. So that's absolutely fantastic. I wanted to chat to you about that. With you begging your mom to get you a gym membership, and now you're going to compete at South African National Championships. How does she feel about that?
Um, at this moment, very stressed and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, they it wasn't a day. How can I say it? Um, we wanted to go to South Africa's Strongest Man, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't certain. So now that we already booked the tickets and all that stuff, and now you can see the stress and stuff is getting to her.
It's starting to build up and starting to become real, right?
Yeah.
100%. What is she stressing about? Is it sort of the pace, the pressure that you'll be under? Is it potential? She's worried about you getting hurt, the travel. What are the concerns?
So it's the travel, but mostly when I'm at the comp and I start stressing and all that stuff, it's yeah, she stresses with me, if I
Okay,
can put
fair
it that
enough.
way.
Suppose that's what moms do, right? Will your gran be
Yeah,
watching on the live stream?
I think so, yes.
Okay, good. So they can post comments as well, and we'll put it up on it. We'll have a screen on the table that'll be visible for the announcer to see, and all of the comments that'll come up. So people can share comments and words of encouragement live on the stream, and we know the athletes love that. Wanting to chat to
Yeah.
you a little bit about that stress at competition. When was your first strongman competition?
Last year March,
Okay.
I had my first competition at Gauteng Strongest.
And how was that? What was that experience like for you?
Yeah. I only had 1 week of training in
Okay.
um ever. So
Ever.
it was my
Sure.
first time, yeah. It was my first time ever lifting a log or deadlifting
Mm,
how you're supposed to.
yes.
Um, it was it was stressful, but it was fun mostly. The
Okay. Awesome.
people, yeah,
What did you love most about that competition?
the support you get from all the people around you, the athletes, the spectators, yeah,
Awesome.
they
What
always make it possible.
100%. Chatting to Dean Shelley, the organizer, last night, he was saying that if you're getting good audience support and good encouragement, you can lift another 30 kilos. And I think it's so true, and it's so important for people to be watching and coming through and supporting. It's very, very special. What's the community like for you with the other strong men and strong women in the competition? How have you found that support?
We always support each other when competing. Um, there's one lady from Zimbabwe I am competing with this year
Mm-hmm.
in the pro level. Um, we always support each other throughout the whole competition. She's always there taking videos and all that stuff.
Oh, awesome.
So
Have you made some good friends in the community?
yes,
Okay,
yes, I have.
good. Is this something that other young ladies should be looking at doing as a sport because of the community and the health benefits and the fun?
Yeah, I think so. There's more support with strongman if you look at all the athletes and spectators at the competition, and it's more fun. It's more enjoyable.
Yes, absolutely. For a sport to basically go forward on and maybe even build a career with, is this something that you would like to do? Would you like to go professional?
Yeah, I would.
Hey, awesome. So what are your plans for the future? What are the dreams for the future, if I can ask that?
So after SA's strongest, we have Africa's strongest man. But
Yes.
I would really like to compete at OSG
Okay.
and then maybe just work it from there.
Okay. So that's the next goal, and then you'll take it from that
Sure,
as you see how it goes. We have another comment, a message from your grand. I'm going to pop that on the screen.
sure.
Can you see that? Uh, yeah.
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah. That's very cool. Yes, where we go, and she also, her games, and her dad also. We support her. Let me put that back on quickly. We support her 100%. It's just the financial that her parents can't support. Yeah, you know, it's such an important thing, and really that, and I'm glad your grand brought that up because for South Africans, because we don't have a lot of support, and that's really why we started this podcast is to give awesome athletes like you exposure because it is always a cost factor and it's not just traveling on your own and you've got to travel. You want to try and get there a few days before if you can to adjust for competitions, particularly traveling internationally. If we have some sponsors listening, and I might be putting you under a little bit of pressure here, which is not what I want to do, but why should sponsors look at supporting you? I mean, I can give a whole bunch of reasons, but from your side, why should sponsors look at supporting you?
Mostly, I would say how can I say it? I'm committed in this
Hmm.
sport, and it's become a lifestyle for me. I always put in the work, and for me, it's not about going out with friends and all that stuff. For me, I would rather be in the gym, work my way up to be where I want to be.
I absolutely love that. I don't think you could have given a better answer because that's really it. For sponsors, they want to know that there's going to be consistency and commitment from the
Mm.
athletes that they sponsor. And you are committed. I can see that. And you're willing to do what you have to do to get where you want to go. I think, do you think we have enough ladies competing in strongman in South Africa?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay. If you were to chat maybe to some of the daughters, some of the moms, maybe even some of the grandmoms, what would you say to them? What makes the sport special for ladies? And that's the first question. The second question is, what does being strong mean to you?
So I would say, um, yo, that's a tough question. Um, that okay, I'll go with the second question first.
Cool.
So the strong, it doesn't necessarily mean like you can lift all this weight. It's more mentally. It's
Hmm.
a big mental thing.
Yes.
So you need to be strong mentally, physically. You need to be able to put in the work. And strongman, there's just something about it that makes it amazing. That makes you want to compete.
Hmm. Sure. I think, you know, that's a great answer for both questions because we've all been through a lot. And I think for people your age, we're coming out of the pandemic where we were isolated, we were locked away. So many kids don't know how to interact and be part of a community. They're stuck inside on the couch in front of their PlayStations or on the computer or in front of a screen. And with strongman, because of the different disciplines, you've got to get outside, you've got to work with people, you know, you've got to be part of a community. And I think it teaches you so much. What has or how has getting stronger physically and mentally helped you in your life at school, with your family, and so on?
Um, for me, it's just being able to clear my mind, being in the gym. It's just my way of coping
Yes.
or just bettering myself.
And it's a very healthy way to do it, right?
Yeah,
No, absolutely. I love that. And I think from a sponsorship point of view, if anyone is looking to support the future, they should be looking at you. And I really hope that through this, that there can be some form of sponsorship, because it doesn't have to be massive. Every little bit helps. And the more
yeah,
competitions you can get to, right, the better.
yeah,
Okay, good. We're going to
that's
do,
true.
yeah, we're going to do what we can to help as well. So most definitely, this is something we're going to be doing. All right. So
Thank you.
what I wanted to ask you now with regards to the competition on Saturday, any expectations, anything you can share with us?
Um, there's gonna be it's gonna be a tough competition. That's that's basically all I can say.
Okay, cool. But you like tough. Tough is good. Tough is fun, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, and with traveling now to Durban, are there any of your favorite activities that you'll be doing? Any of the events that are favorites for you? You mentioned the log press, you mentioned the deadlift.
I think my favorite is the yoke.
Okay, sure. Yeah. That's for me, that's probably the
It's
toughest yoke. That's a walking double deadlift.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the yoke, trapu, and
Okay.
farmers,
Okay, and
definitely.
the carries, awesome. That's very cool. Two very or three very very good exercises. Can't wait to see you with those movements. It's going to be an absolute blast. So, a couple of questions I like to ask our guests for whatever sport they're in. The three of them are fun. One is a little bit more serious. So, from your side,
Okay.
okay, so nothing too serious here. What do you love about strongman and strongman competition?
Um, mm, about maybe just trying to better what you did before.
Okay,
If I can
awesome.
say it like
Yeah,
that.
I understand that completely, because you know your numbers on each event, and you know that you can see if you're progressing, right?
Yes.
And it's such a healthy relationship and thing to be doing, where you can track your progress and you understand. And I think this is something that's so important for young people and older people as well, to love their bodies for what they can do, not everybody's stressing about weight or how they look or this, but it's got nothing to do with that. And I think the reason I thought of this is, when you talk about tracking your numbers, you can never be thin enough. People have worried. I've gone from 123 kilos to 78 kilos. And I'm embarrassed to say I couldn't lift 20 kilos overhead. I couldn't lip press a 20-kilogram punch bag when I was. So I thought, that's it. I'm done. Straight back up to 110. So I was nice and happy. It's much better
Yeah.
being. It's much better being strong. So I really love that it teaches you that progress is linear. You can see the line, and you can see where you're progressing. I think in a lot of life, right, we don't get a chance to see that, how we're doing. It's a great answer. What drives you mad about strongman or strongman training, just for a bit of fun?
Mm, mostly, when you get at a competition and some of the athletes they just say, "Oh, no, they will lift. They'll let's say they lift 200 kg deadlift at training.
Yes.
Then they get at the competition and they can't even lift like the warm up or the opening.
Yep.
Yeah, mm,
I'm laughing because you're not the first person to say that in the last 2 days. And I think Samuel said the exact same thing. If I think it was him, where people are posting all of these numbers on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, but as you said, they get to the comp and they can't do the warm up weight. Why do you think that is?
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Mostly, I would say they overtrain. They don't
Mm,
take um rest days and all that stuff.
mm.
They don't think about the comp that's in a few days or a few weeks. They don't think about it.
They just go flat out and there's no planning or training.
Yeah.
Okay. So, third question. This one's a little bit more serious. What has strongman and strongman competitions given you?
Um, Friends. That a big thing is friends. Um, I wouldn't say just friends. Some of them have become like family for me.
Sure.
Um, they've given me more confidence in the sport, and they always and in myself, and they always encourage you to do better, and they always try to keep it positive.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's like a special community, a place to belong, friends that become family because you understand. I think that's the wonderful thing about competition and strength sports where you know what everyone had to do and sacrifice to get to where they are, right? And you know how hard everybody's worked, and it's a wonderful place to be. I absolutely love that answer. Absolutely fantastic. The fourth question, a little bit of fun, not too serious. Who would you like us to talk to on the podcast? So, who do you want to nominate? It's an opportunity maybe for you to bully some of your shy friends or, or some of the other
Um,
athletes.
I would say Armand Goosen.
Okay.
He always looks grumpy at a show,
Okay. I
but
think.
he's actually a big teddy bear.
Okay. Awesome. I'm going to put that out there to him. Can I mention that you said he always looks grumpy, but he's a
Yeah,
big teddy bear? All right, you've
you
got
can
it.
mention it.
Awesome. If you were to speak to parents or to grandparents, even about the value of what you do and maybe why their kids should be getting involved in the sport, what would you say?
Um, I would say it's a big opportunity for you to grow. But yeah, to grow, and it's a really strongman is just a sport where you can work hard to be where you want to be. You can be yourself. You can you can talk to everyone. I was always shy. I couldn't talk to people and stuff. But at strongman, if you don't talk to them, they're gonna talk to you.
So you better talk to them.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. And it's about physical health, mental health, and community and friends,
yeah.
which is something very, very cool. You've been the most wonderful guest. It's been absolutely fantastic chatting to you. Just one last question with regards to sort of your school, your community. Are you getting any support from them? Is there any sort of acknowledgement as to the competition? Are you keeping it a bit quiet? What's happening there?
So my school doesn't support strongman, so I don't really get any support or acknowledgement from them. So yeah,
Okay, but I think that's something that pretty much should change. But this is what happens when you break molds, right? When you're the first one, when
yeah.
you're the leader. It takes people time and a while to catch up and to understand what you're telling them. So I look forward to them to hearing that they called you out in assembly and gave you an award because you made it to nationals. That's very, very cool. Is there anyone that you would like to say hello to or give a special mention to?
Um, a special mention maybe to Wimpy Besselar.
Okay, who is that?
Um, he's one of my sponsors.
Awesome.
Um, he became family to me. He always encouraged me, and he's always there. And I'm excited to see him at the competition.
Awesome. So he'll be there as well at the competition.
Yes.
So I hope you'll introduce us as well. And then maybe we can have a quick chat to him and say thank you to him for sponsoring and being one of your sponsors. That's absolutely fantastic.
Mm.
Cool.
Yes, I will do that.
Thank you. We have one
Mm.
one more message from your gran. I don't want to embarrass you with it. I think it's very sweet. Can I share it?
Okay.
All right, there we go. Veane shows she is so tough, but inside she is so soft. So I think that's what every gran will say. And you know what? I think I'll say this in the strong men and women that I've met, anyone involved in strength sport, be it powerlifting or weightlifting or anything, arm wrestling, strict arm curl, everyone looks so tough on the outside, but on the inside, we're all a bunch of softies. And I think, you know, as you said, with Oman being a big teddy bear, even though he looks grumpy, all a bunch of softies. I think that's a wonderful thing. So thank you for letting me share and that, and I hope it didn't embarrass you too much.
No, it's okay.
Okay, awesome. Veane, you are unbelievable. You rocked this interview. You really did so well. And it's an honor for us to have you on and have the opportunity to chat with you. Can't wait to watch you on Saturday to compete, watch you competing, and then to chat to you afterwards as well. And we just, from all of us, we wanted to wish you the very, very best for your competition. You're the future of the sport, and you're going to set an example to many, many young people that they should be getting off the couch or out of their shyness and into this wonderful sport where they can meet and grow and develop and, you know, track their development and growth, right? So I just wanted to say a very big thank you to you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
It was awesome. And I think we have to book, we're going to pre-book you now. We want to chat to you after the competition to hear how it went. If you're happy to do that, we'd love to have you back on the show.
It would be an honor.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye, Donkey. And we will see you in Durban. We're looking
Okay.
forward to it. Super duper. And I think if just before we go, let's let people know. I think we're chatting with Eben Klopper at 11 o'clock. So if you got time, please jump on and watch that podcast as well. Thank you so much for your
Will
time.
do.
Awesome. Thank you, Nate. Take
It's a
care.
pleasure.
And thank you to your gran for sharing those messages and nearly getting me into trouble. Okay. Take care. Have a wonderful day. See you in Durban. Okay.
Will
Cheers.
do.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. What an absolutely amazing young lady. What an incredible guest to chat to. Really, really fantastic. Please do, if you're in Johannesburg or anywhere else that's not Durban, tune into the Emmet Media YouTube channel on Saturday and give the athletes and some support. Absolutely phenomenal. We'll be back with you at 11 South Africa time when we chat with Eben Klopper, and we've got an absolutely packed day all the way up to looks like 7 p.m. We've got I think 7 interviews for today, so 6 more. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your comments. We'll see you at 11.